What's up, everyone? Welcome to a special edition celebration Star Wars style and Kenobi launch.
Oh my
right?
God.
Kenobi premiere, right?
Whoa.
This is the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. I am your host, Darth Butcher. I've got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
I got Chris Franz over here with me.
Hey.
Grand Admiral. Hey, one big notice. We're in the same room together. We are
Weird.
not.
So
And I
this is
didn't
what you
interrupt-
smell like.
Yes.
It's been a long time since this kind of interaction has happened in a while, and this is cool because we are at Celebration. We just recapped day number 2. We just survived the Kenobi series. The 2 first episodes dropped today, actually, officially.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, did you guys? I mean, what's up, Kenobi? I mean,
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Okay, so that's his rating.
Boom.
Go ahead.
This one goes to 11.
This one goes,
This one
to,
goes to
11,
11.
Scott. I'm giving myself a 10 because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love where it's going. We're gonna
Some surprises. I was not expecting it to go where it went.
There are
I
some
mean,
major things that will happen.
I had read some stuff I wish I didn't, and I think I learned my lesson here because
no, you
Yeah.
didn't.
no, on those, just reading the leaks. I think
Oh.
I'm not going
Right.
to do that because they've been right lately, and I just think when we get to it, her reveal,
Oh yeah.
I think that would have hit me a lot harder. I loved it, but I
Yeah.
think I'm all damn. I really wish I was a surprise.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we are going to go over Kenobi very cliff notes, I guess, if you will.
Spoilery though.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil it. So if you haven't watched this, please pause this, watch it, come back, and then put in the comments below, of course, your guys's 10 out of 10s, 1 out of, if you didn't like it, let us know too. But also when we go live on Wednesday, we are going to do a full recap of Brought Up to Speed Plus episode 3 of Kenobi. That will be dropping too.
Yep.
And I think that's continuing every Wednesday, right? We got the official word.
Yep.
So we're not moving the podcast nowhere. This is it. We love it this way. But to go into the celebration part of it, we're at Star Wars Celebration, and yesterday was day 1, Thursday. There was tons of stuff that dropped too. I mean, we got an Andor trailer that we wanted,
Yeah.
which makes a lot of sense, right? And we got a release date, August 31st.
Yeah, which is
Exciting.
great. Yeah,
Chris was like, I need dates, solid dates. And they
That's what I
listened.
needed. That's what I
And they were
needed.
like, yeah, Chris, here, August 31st, man.
E-
There's that one.
everything we say. Always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure. Like, hey, can we get the Mando season 3 in December?
Oh, don't fix
No.
it.
No, but
no.
February 3rd, you can.
Can I get yellow eyes on the Grand Inquisitor? I
That-
sure can.
We can do that.
Maybe on the
Yeah.
second in Grand Inquisitor, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Right.
Yeah, so guys, Mandalorian season 3, February 3rd, officially. Andor, August 31st, officially. We got a new the John Watts project, Star Wars project.
Oh,
right?
yep.
Skeleton Crew.
The coming of age.
The coming of age,
Yeah.
so we're going to be talking about that once we get more information coming down the line. There's been so many cool things happening during Celebration that was announced, and of course, we get in the Kenobi series. So, and the day's not even over. We still got tomorrow the Mandalorian panel coming out,
Yeah.
and whatever happens on Sunday. Which I don't know if there's too many more reveals other than a Bad Batch.
Probably a Bad
preview or
Batch
something
trailer,
like
I would
that.
think, or
Yeah.
some kind of sizzle reel would come
Yeah.
out.
Now, there was a Mandalorian season 3 trailer that was only shown to the Celebration panel or the audience. I'm hoping that becomes official, or maybe they release it tomorrow, like officially. Who knows?
Oh,
Because there's a panel tomorrow.
We have seen this trailer. No, they're not going to release
Yeah.
the trailer.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so
The
either.
trailer is, they said it's too early to release.
Yeah.
All right. They've done this before with other things where the Celebration folks have seen it and nobody else has.
Right. Exclusive
But
for the
We can say
convention.
what we saw in it.
No.
No.
Yeah, sure we can.
can't.
Oh no, we can say we saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw
We
it.
saw the leaked-
There is a lot of Bo-Katan.
All I gotta
Lot
say
of
is
Bo-Katan's going to be the antagonist in
Yeah.
this.
all we
flick.
gotta say is that our predictions for Mandalorian season 3 is happening. I think.
Yeah,
I mean, we're
he's trying to
going to
redeem
Mandalorian.
himself on Mandalore. It's going full Mandalore war right now,
Yeah.
internal civil war type
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm digging it, man.
And,
And-
I met Katie Sackhoff today, and she wasn't talking. So
No.
There you go.
damn it.
And but I'm telling you, the important thing I think in that was there's a point in there where she says you didn't think your dad was the only Mandalorian, right? And he's nowhere
Talking
to
to
be
Grogu.
He's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Din. So it's like, does she have Grogu? Has he been kind of?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she is full on villain. At least
Yeah.
that's the way it appears.
Oh yeah, they didn't see it. I'm like, did it to you?
I know, right? Yeah.
So it's a looks like she's going to be the big deal in this one against him.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of cool stuff, and
Yeah.
you get the armor voicing over, and I think they're going to be another big deal in this. So it's all just a full on Mandalorian season.
We also had some Grief Karga in new getup, like
Yep.
a fancier tunic. We had
Yeah,
more
Carson
Carson
Teva.
Teva.
Yep, in a new
Um,
getup too. Like he's been promoted into something
Right.
in the New Republic.
Yeah.
Dr. Pershing.
Dr. Pershing.
Lots
that's
of Pershing.
right.
Dr. Pershing, because that's why I'm bringing up Bad Batch
Oh.
season 2, because
Mount Tannis.
man,
Got to get
Dude.
Obi back on the show.
We're gonna be on Mandalore and Mount Tannis
right?
in this.
Yes,
Here's where the predictions begin.
Yes.
We don't know
Wow.
this for sure.
but we know we're bringing on Mandalore.
Oh yeah. Well, not
But Mount
not
Tannis-
you guys start
If
bringing
we've
some of
got-
those.
They brought Bad Batch. We got to deal with the clones, and Pershing's in it a bunch. So
Yeah.
it only obviously to speculate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
I know.
course.
But
We
they're-
got-
but if they're listening, they're going to change. the
yeah,
name to
those
whatever I want.
those more questions and answers stuff that we got from season 2 of Mandalorian. The Snoke bodies, the cloning facilities, Dr. Pershing, his role, the benefactor. We got to see the Emperor or the Snoke in it,
Right.
because a lot of cool stuff. So
Dude, we see a
Mhm.
cloned Snoke, like an active Snoke. Wouldn't that be?
That'd be
yeah, I
wild.
mean, oh my
I
god,
never
guys.
even
So like,
considered that.
No,
like
me
I said,
either.
we saw it, and the more information that we break down, of course, we'll bring it to you guys.
I think I said that. I think Snoke is an absolute possibility, and I think it would be in Ahsoka.
Ooh. Okay.
'Cause I
Wow.
think that's where it's all going to end up dealing with.
You're
the
right.
cloning
You're
is in
right. You're
Ahsoka.
right.
Okay.
I know Ahsoka's filming now, so obviously nothing.
And they said that
In
today.
Ahsoka.
They were talking about that today. I was really hoping that was my obviously I'm me, right?
Hey, do you think we'd actually see Tamara Morrison show up and play a clone in something?
I would think so.
Hmm.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good bet.
I would
might be a
bet
good
the
bet.
house
That'd be a
on
good
it.
bet. I'm pretty sure I've seen him as Rex lately. Can't think.
Hmm.
Oh man, I bet the farm on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's all there. Cool. Yeah. So like again, we have our full celebration breakdown coming at you guys with our live. So make sure you hit subscribe and like and that bell to keep all
Next
updated.
Wednesday's episode is going to go for 3 days.
It's gonna go, dude. We've been
I
drastically.
might take Thursday off.
Yeah,
There's no way.
we
I
got to
can-
go into Thursday
yeah.
recording this live.
I
Oh
might
my-
need sleep at some point.
Nah.
so
Who
cool.
needs sleep?
Wow.
Not when Obi-Wan Kenobi's involved.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god. So speaking of Kenobi, guys, you heard our score.
What happened?
I think we're still
Max.
recording.
Max, what are you gonna do?
Who's Max?
Okay. We'll just cut that segment out.
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
Speaking of Kenobi, we heard our reactions to it. Of course, we got a double mega episode. The first episode was 55 minutes. The second one was around 36 to 38 minutes, including credits and all that.
46 minutes. The second one. It felt like 36.
Was it 46?
It was.
I thought it was
56 and
30.
46.
Oh,
and
wow.
And I
They're,
was.
they're hefty, man.
The
Yeah.
credits are hefty too, just like
Yeah, yeah.
Mandalorian, right? So take out 7 minutes each, but still,
Yeah.
that was a lot of time.
Yeah. So of course this is spoilery, but we're gonna hit some points here. How it began. I just want to touch this really fast. I mean, it was a very, very, very nostalgia trip
Yeah.
intro, recapping the prequels, dealing with Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme.
Yeah.
And it was, like I said, an emotional roller coaster to bring everybody back up to speed. I know that Chris was saying, "Hey, the music wasn't
Oh,
matching," but okay. I mean, that's,
you're gonna get my one nitpick here. My one nitpick, and you're gonna get it early and out.
Yeah.
Okay, is when I see George Lucas stuff, and I'm not getting John Williams music in it, and I've seen all these things, right? I've seen all these scenes happen, so everything comes with a soundtrack.
For the last 17 plus years.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. These all have the same soundtrack, and I need to hear something there from John Williams. So that
Mm.
bothered me a little bit. Where I'm like, I shouldn't see this stuff without the right sound. And what they've created the last couple of years, especially, is Order 66. I'm jumping at gun a little bit. Order 66 has its own distinct sound.
Yeah.
It's dark, it's ominous. You just know it's happening, and it gets you emotional.
Yeah.
So when we got Order 66, which is coming up in a second in the
I know.
discussion,
Yeah.
it didn't have that music. I love that I was in Order 66. I love the scene that happened,
Mhm.
but the music. So that's my one in the beginning. That's all.
Gotcha,
Just those
gotcha.
two scenes right there should have had some
Yeah.
recognizable John Williams.
You're right. It does go hand in hand.
That's it.
The
Just
music
those.
and the 60s, and we've been getting a lot of Order 66 lately. And I do want to jump in that opening scene again. We get the prequel recap, but also immediately in these 5 Padawans or younglings.
First off,
Yeah.
let's take a look at this little slide right
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Didn't we
start off
say
here.
that? Didn't we say that
Love
last
it.
bucket? It was like,
Yeah.
do you think it's gonna come into this a long time ago for Galaxy Far, Far Away? And we're like, it's Kenobi. I felt like it had to.
Yeah.
But it was also, this is the point of recapping the prequels.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I saw that. What did I say? I'm like, oh my god, we're doing this.
Yeah.
As soon as that came up,
we're
I
doing
was
this.
like, I go, did you sure we didn't click on a movie? It's the actual. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I felt
and
like
and of course, you know, again, the prequel recap,
Great crap.
and the younglings, like right away we got these. Was it 5?
Yeah.
5 younglings, and being, you know, as Order 66 is happening, I was half expecting to see Anakin come through those doors, and these are the younglings that he killed, right?
Oh,
Those-
man, they had to
That's
hide
what I
behind the
was thinking.
chairs.
yeah, that was like, are we doing that? You know, and I like, okay, no. But it comes to play, like, these are the 5. See, so in the Kenobi series, no, we were, you know, jumping to, we see one of these later on getting
And he yells, "You're never gonna find us all."
right.
You know.
And so we're following these 5 younglings now that
10
escaped
years
the
later.
Order,
Yep.
going into the Kenobi series, and one gets hunted down during the show. That was so interesting to me. Like, all right, cool. Now where's the other 4? Is one of them an Inquisitor now?
Reva.
Is
Was the one that was being hunted down one of the kids?
that's what
Yeah.
yeah.
He said, "You're never gonna catch all of us," or something
Yeah.
like that. When they were
Okay.
when they were after him.
Awesome.
All right.
So of course, you know, we wanted a somber Kenobi. He got a somber Kenobi. We got a disconnected,
Love it.
like, shut himself off from the Force Kenobi.
he can't
meaning-
even communicate with Qui-Gon.
Yeah, okay.
right?
That was a
Which-
very important part.
Yeah.
It was.
The talking to Qui-Gon and himself saying, I need your help, and no answer.
Because he's not in.
Right. And I felt that was perfect for this type of thing. You know, he's lost. He even tells the guy, "We've lost the war. This is done, and it's over. The Jedi are lost. We're just go back and bury it past and literally bury your
Go
past."
out into
live
the
a normal
desert,
life.
dig a hole, and put your lights.
Yeah,
in it.
and
Yeah.
he's just like, I'm just worried about Luke. Like, I'm looking over Luke Skywalker at this point, you know, and
Oh, but to a point, we're gonna be all over the place.
yeah,
on
no,
this.
like I said,
he
this is
he,
a-
he even says that on to Owen, right?
Yeah.
About that, and he's or not Owen to Bale later about not
Not helping.
helping,
Right.
And it's like, it's not about that. It's not about Luke. It's not about the boy. It's
Right.
about you and your failure with Anakin and not being able to save.
I
Anakin.
know, right? Like, a
Yeah.
lot. I
You
mean,
know, that's what's going on here. It's
if
not
we
anything
can't,
else.
yeah, if we can't understand Obi-Wan's mental state at this point, when he, like, I always have this important message in my head, like when he's telling Luke before the Empire, before the dark times. Now, yes, he's saying that in general, but I think he's speaking to himself too.
Yeah.
Before the dark times were
And you guys were talking earlier, not on camera, of
Mm.
course, but about the fact that as these shows go on, as this show is going to go on, the way it is going to make us reinterpret what we've already
Correct.
seen, and not only the prequels but the original
Mhm.
trilogy going forward.
Yeah.
And
The help me Obi-Wan Kenobi is completely different because she literally
now they're having a
knows who she
relationship,
is.
right?
Yeah.
yeah,
At least this one time for these 5 episodes, they're going to have a relationship.
the whole statement years ago, "You served my father in the Clone Wars." I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
well, yeah, no
Yeah.
shit, Sherlock.
And I said,
Yeah, yeah.
"You're punk ass out there too,
That's right.
getting me in trouble, tagging me all wrong." You know.
Yeah,
You're
it's,
jumping the gun.
no, and again,
We're
this
all
is
over
this
it.
is this is going to be a general talk. I said the breakdowns will come in later when we really analyze this, but there's just so many things. Like we said, it brings back memories from rewrites. It's rewriting history in our adventure, I guess, in Star Wars
yeah.
also, but reinforces it too. You know, like
There was obviously story before we saw A New Hope. We
Yeah,
just didn't know it
because I
right?
do
And now
remember-
we're getting it.
yeah, and I do remember having a discussion or having people talk about, like, you know, in the original trilogy, why wasn't Obi-Wan as powerful as it was in the prequels? Like, why was this, you know, because in the original trilogy, yes, the Empire was oppressive and stuff, and but he was like kind of doing his thing. And well, this show so far is showing why, you know, how if you don't use it, you lose it kind of deal.
No,
If
dude,
you're
I
not
love it.
using the Force,
I love it.
you're really disconnecting yourself and you've really shut your brain off. You can basically become a civilian again, you know, in a
You're
way.
not working that muscle, right? If you don't not working the muscle, you just
Yeah.
can't do it. You're not as strong, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how it was, and we saw that here. And it took an act of something crazy for him to kind of waken it up.
Yeah.
And that act of something crazy is kind of a surprise for us, right? For
Yeah.
that came up. Well,
Yeah.
not for us that didn't read the crap, but
Mhm.
you know, it was awesome, and I was really worried about how that was going to be executed and how it was going to look and how it was going to be like, okay, and honestly, how the internet trolls go. Oh, it's going to be focused on her instead of him.
Right.
You know, which
Right.
actually, as soon as you get her, you realize exactly why Princess Leia has to be the focus of Obi-Wan going off planet, because Luke, we know, never leaves the planet.
Right.
And you are not going to bring a full-on adventure on the Tatooine again.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to get him off planet. And the only way to do that, the only possible way, is to be Luke's sister.
Right.
To get her
And
off. So it makes sense.
Were you guys, I mean, we talked about this, about having a mirrored showing Luke's venture or what's happening, like bring up the speed on Luke. We did mention Leia, and we said, hey, I think this show is going to show Princess, Leia as a kid on Alderaan and doing her thing, and we're going to see Luke doing it, and a total polar opposites on how they're being brought up and who's looking after him. And by damn, didn't we get it? We got Leia, and
I was hoping Ahsoka was part of that, watching over Leia.
we did.
That would have been kind of cool.
As that connection, because so where the hell is Ahsoka at this point, right? But we didn't just get a cameo. Leia's part of this, man. Like,
Leia's the catalyst.
This is the catalyst, man.
Not only that, but I mean, we also got Alderaan.
Look at that, man. Like,
in depth, Alderaan. We got
inside the buildings, the people,
the forests. You saw the mountains in the distance. You saw like you said, the people, the families.
Yeah, the political agenda is going around, and like Leia's, like, hey, you're part of a political family.
Right.
Play the part. You know what I mean?
But in a nice way. He's like, I don't want to be a senator. That's why you're going to be one of the best.
Right.
And it also makes you actually give a damn about Alderaan whenever it's destroyed.
Yeah.
In A New Hope.
Yeah.
Which before, I mean, terrible tragedy.
Right.
Seeing a planet destroyed, but it's like, oh wow, that sucks.
Now we see the people.
Now we see.
We're gonna learn to love a lot of them. I'm sure during this time. Breha, I'm sure, is going to be important. We never really had a close connection to Breha.
Right.
No.
Just
this is pretty neat.
It was great, man. And then of course, showing Princess Leia and interacting with her and having her main, like I said, a main catalyst in the first 2 episodes, obviously.
Brilliant casting.
It was so cool.
This kid was so good.
Yeah.
She's great.
Oh my God.
Great. Because that's a huge worry when you see this kid up in the train. You know Leia's going to be dress everything.
Right.
And you know, how is this going to work? I don't even know. Geez, as soon as she starts with her dialogue, I'm all, then all of a sudden she looked like
yeah. Because the mannerisms, right? We're picking up, and the snarkiness and the
I could totally see her
powerful,
saying that too.
and like one of like the
just how old are you?
Yeah, the best interactions between Obi-Wan and Leia, even Bail Organa and Leia were great too.
Oh man, Bail Organa and Leia, what a combo.
This was great because she knows she's adopted.
Right.
And the family knows, like, of course, kids tease each other, and she's like, I'm not an
Organa.
And she's telling Belle, I'm not an Organa, I don't belong here. And he's like, you're much as Organa as I am, and your mom. It was so good. Yeah. Like this, because everybody else knows the story. We know the story, where she's from and stuff, and her questioning this at a young age too, and it always comes back to me, like, always my mother sad, and I, that whole line in Return of the Jedi, who's she really talking about? Is she talking about?
She said her real mother.
Because
Luke asked specifically, your real mother.
Yeah, and it's always
your birth mother.
Yeah, so it always goes back in my mind, like, are we going to get more of a memory on that? I don't know. I don't even know how you can anymore. But
I'm afraid to click the buttons. We might drop out again.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well-oiled machine.
But so her, Princess Leia in this, and not just being a cameo. Major plot line, and because the mannerisms.
This dick shows up.
Yeah, because Scott's a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers hater. Hey, see what I did there?
He's been to like 8 concerts.
No, I've been to 1, and that was more than enough. But
so Flea.
This guy shows up, and I mean, this is my one complaint about the show is that you bring in Flea, and everybody freaking knows who Flea is.
Yeah, it's very recognizable, right?
Yeah, and that's the one thing that we always talk about. We don't want recognizable people in our Star Wars. For some reason, I overlook that whenever it comes to Jimmy Smits. It doesn't bother me with Jimmy.
Yeah,
Smits.
Well, because Jimmy Smits is. I guess it's different when it's an actor. When you throw somebody like this in, Bill Burr's the same to me.
Is he?
Oh,
like I said, when I was seeing that at the celebration, there's this big old life-size thing of Black Series figures, the art, and the middle one is like Bill Burr looking all like heroic.
Because
him. I'm like, that's Bill Burr. He didn't even know Star Wars. I mean, I just know that.
It takes you back to Earth.
Yeah, and you're like, it sucks. And the same thing with Flea. You're like, oh. That's
and it's
Flea.
funny.
I've seen this guy in concert. I don't need to see him in my Star Wars.
Well, like I said, I was watching this with my son, and my son's immediately Flea, and I was like, oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
And then it took me back to Earth, and then right away I bought into, like, he's this paid criminal, and he does play a good part. I mean, he does pretty good.
And they're
as
not supposed to be
playing it.
super strong, mind you. They're chasing a 10-year-old girl and having a problem with it. She's not fast. You catch this kid, right? So they're not the greatest of thieves. They've just been hired by her because they were probably just there, and she's probably going to dispose of them later.
Yeah,
you know, and that's what it is. And
that's it.
They're fodder.
We're kind of skipping the
we're all over the place.
Well, we're skipping the storyline, but
Riva, the fourth sister, has been, is hiring these people to kidnap Leia because she's
third sister.
Third sister. Sorry, third sister.
Jesus Christ.
There's so many numbers.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah, the fourth sister is the one we got later.
That's right.
Right.
So the whole point is that the sister Reva has got an issue with Obi-Wan Kenobi. We don't know what that
major
issue is. She wants to hunt down Obi-Wan. She wants him dead. She doesn't want to capture it. She wants to murder his ass.
Yeah.
We don't know why, but she is so gung-ho about it that the other Inquisitors, including the Grand Inquisitor, tells her, knock it off.
Yeah, like questioning, because she's questioning them on every move.
Yeah.
And now I have two theories on why she's doing this, Obi-Wan. And one is a simple one, to gain favor to Vader, because it was mentioned, the fifth brother questioner, like, you're doing this to gain favor, like above us all, by capturing, because it was mentioned, like, it's not just another Jedi. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and obviously from Clone Wars hero.
He's the last ember of a dying age.
And everybody got to remember too, the Inquisitors are ex-Jedis. Well, some of them, most of them are ex-Jedis. They know the stuff, how important Obi-Wan is, and it comes to find out, like, it's most important to Vader. My second one was why she's so involved. It's personal, but Obi-Wan doesn't know it. So I don't know if that's like she tends to have like this personal vendetta to capture him, not just because he's the most notorious, but it seemed like there was like a personal vendetta there too.
I think given her age, I'm thinking 10 years before that, she was probably a teenage Padawan. And
I think she was that age in the right there. She was one of the 5. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
I don't, because I mean, all those
aliens
those
age
5,
different. Yoda, Grogu is like
humans
50.
Don't usually do. Humans in Star Wars don't really age different, except Obi-Wan on Tatooine.
Yeah, but they all, some of them go between
years.
Some of them could live. Some of them could live up to 200 years old or so. Humans, so maybe they age
the
just a little bit
Dunatai,
slower. I don't know.
The Dunatai,
and they're not good about it. But think about it. The kid on Tatooine seemed about her age.
The Jedi on Tatooine that they hunted down.
And I know, and for sure he was. Yeah, right.
Okay, maybe
you'll never get us all.
They didn't know each other though.
Maybe he
gave himself away by stopping the knife.
They hadn't seen each other since they were kids.
But also, that's true too. It could be like, I don't know if that's him.
See, as we're sitting here thinking, I'm thinking it's really difficult for me to understand how she knows Anakin is Vader. Right?
A very
But I do think she was one of those kids in that room too. I think that's part of it. I think it's somewhere along that line, Anakin finds her, and maybe she's the secret apprentice.
So.
And then he kind of sneaks her into the into there, so she kind of knows what's going on.
So Secret Apprentice makes a lot more sense, and that was the reason why she's not telling the other Inquisitors. She's just kind of doing her own thing and like making herself look good. I don't know.
I don't think we've seen her origin yet. I don't think she was one of the kids. I just don't think we've seen her origin yet. I think she was older than they were. Old enough to know what was going on, and
she's really into the role. Let's put it this way: she's really into being an Inquisitor.
That's one of those things you worry about, because again, the internet and everything. If it doesn't go perfectly, there's going to be an attacks and everything for this new character instead of using the ones we already had. And she was fantastic. So I'll take her as a villain.
And like I said, and even as a character, she's really into being an Inquisitor. Like even the Grand Inquisitors tell her, slow your roll. The fifth brother like pulled her aside and be like, your obsession with Obi-Wan needs to
you're reckless.
They're gonna and the
this
whole
is coming from Darksiders. I'm sorry, but Darksiders aren't exactly known for their patience.
That's right.
Except Darth Sidious, of course.
Right. So but I thought the Inquisitors in here were really cool. I know everybody had a problem with the Grand Inquisitor. Now let's just I just want to talk about, because we're talking about Inquisitors, right?
Just show that eye. You have your eyes? Oh, we didn't do it. Oh, we did. Don't know.
What's that?
Oh, so see, we have a shot.
Oh, I know we have one of the Grand Inquisitor of us up close.
Yeah, but we don't want to play that. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
And here's a question I want to throw out to you guys.
From episode 2.
Yeah, we're lumping these in, but I thought as soon as he started talking, the intro scene reminded me of Inglourious Basterds, the movie, the Nazi interrogation. Like, you guys can run but you're all going to get caught. And I was just sitting there going, man, this is like, George Lucas based the Galactic Empire after the Nazi Germany and stuff, and this is like perfect SS guys. This is a
really.
very mirrored image of it, and
Well,
I liked him, man. Like,
me too. And you look at him, his eyes are yellow, his teeth are pointy. I mean, all the things that we and everybody on the internet were picking apart.
Yeah.
Other than the elongated forehead.
But the thing about Powans is, as they get older, their head gets taller, and we don't know that. I mean, that's kind of what's going on.
You never know.
You never know.
And then also when his brother shows up, because
because of what happens in a minute.
Because guys, that is not the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels.
Yes, it is.
I'm putting it down right there.
Yes, it is.
There's another Grand Inquisitor.
No, there's not.
His twin brother. I don't know.
They're all Powans.
That's my other issue with this.
Spoiler alert.
Let's show it right now.
Spoiler alert. He gets stabbed in the stomach and dies in front of us.
He doesn't die because you said the stomach. He has two stomachs.
Yeah, but how many
Powan physiology? Look it up.
How many spines does
Mikey
he have?
did.
Like,
How many spines? Hey, Mikey, how many spines did the Grand
Well,
Inquisitor
okay.
have?
That knocking his spine out doesn't mean he's dead. It means he can't walk. But they can fix that. Maul didn't have any legs.
You know what? What am
I
thinking?
understand.
Bennett got blasted in the same area and survived.
I understand that it's very hard to kill villains in Star Wars. I get that. I really do.
They're all machine or jacked up or with dark magic, and
I think it's
cool.
funny at this point where we cannot.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you zoom in here, he looked dead. He looked dead, like really dead.
Well, like I said, this is supposed to be the Grand Inquisitor. We know from Rebels there's a Grand Inquisitor, and the new Star Wars Fallen Order game there's a Grand Inquisitor that was announced too. The same Grand Inquisitor.
Dude, that one looked great.
Right?
Yeah.
So like again, it's almost like trickery. You didn't kill him, dude. Come on.
Oh, he's got two stomachs.
That's
They're
what
going to
I'm
mention it. Watch next episode when he comes back, right?
Good thing she only hit one
episode, whatever. When we see him back, they're going to talk about Powan physiology and be like, "Oh no, luckily he has two stomachs.
Right.
He only
why
punctured the left one."
Was able to take him out so
but here's a but
he only had one
falling.
stomach.
Yeah,
like I said,
he was way weaker.
We joke.
That's why he's thinner in Rebels, because he can't eat as much. He lost
his stomach.
Because he's much thicker right now.
Wow.
And another reason.
Shaming the Grand Inquisitor.
No, look at me. No.
Like Fennec was shot in the stomach and got cured with cybernetics. So
yeah. I mean, you can't tell me that fool's dead. We see him in Rebels. They're not gonna decanonize the Rebels.
They better not decanonize.
Someone missed the mark if they do.
Yeah.
Like
they just said they can't. This week she said they won't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
We are all over.
But
it's awesome.
But it's not. But not really, because we're like analyzing the characters that were coming in and their whole.
Oh, let's do another cool
stuff.
character. Let's go to Haja,
dude. Okay, this guy now. First off, he's a brilliant actor. This is the level of comedy that I think Star Wars deserves, and it was good.
Perfect. And surprising.
Yeah,
his character is cool.
He came as like a I'm playing a Jedi con man, like faking being a Jedi, which
he's got magnets in his sleeve.
like he's got to hook up at the airport, right, to get these refugees out of the place.
Yeah,
and then tells people the kid probably did have powers. That sounded like the mom was looking for somebody to help. So that was kind of neat on the side, by the way. But he has a hookup over there. They split the money, and that's his con.
But you think that he's just doing it for the money, but he's not. He is legitimately helping these people. He's getting paid on the side.
He's out there just a little poorer.
He told Obi-Wan that.
Right.
He said, I'm not doing anything bad. I'm just taking. They're leaving with a little less money, less credits. We have a theory.
You don't know whether or not to believe him until later on, whenever he.
But I love when they leave and he's telling Obi-Wan that he can help him. He's like, "Well, can I trust you?" He's like, "Definitely." After he's a complete con man.
Definitely.
And it turns out definitely was right.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why. I mean, okay, if you think about it, like the hint of being a Jedi is a death sentence at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's Inquisitors everywhere. There's bounty hunters everywhere. The Galactic Empire is everywhere. They're actively hunting Jedi. This is a perfect cover up for a real Jedi.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna fake being a Jedi.
So anytime somebody catches him, he's like, "Look, it's magnets, it's remotes, it's everything." And little does everybody know, none of that works really.
Right.
He's really doing it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So our theory is
cool.
he's really playing a Jedi. And it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Hiding in plain sight, right?
Because later on, when they're looking for the bounties start going out, right, and he's and the kid comes up and tells him. He's all, how embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's like, we better get to him before half the city does. And I'm thinking, oh, they're going after the bounty.
Yes.
Right. And another reason why
What?
a Jedi would do that. That's a very Jedi thing to do.
Well, at this point, it wasn't. He was still a bad guy.
Yeah.
When he comes up and says, "I've got you. You guys go, and I'll hold him off."
I'll hold off the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
What? And then gets
Yeah.
right in their face and is gonna go for it, and still doesn't talk. I'm like, well, this guy was for real. Like, what?
Yeah.
And he says he's a Jedi, and she does her force whammy on him, and you're no Jedi, and reads his mind a
Right.
little bit.
He must be a pretty good Jedi. I think he is a Jedi. And he's
Think
just
so?
really good at it.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an interesting theory that would be very cool if it came to fruition.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't
it really
think he
is.
is, but I really like his character.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
wanna see
I do
more of
too.
him.
I just can't see why he'd be so bold and brave for a Jedi. I don't understand. Why would he
Ideals.
stand up for
I mean,
Obi-Wan?
Maybe he just has, he believes in what they stood for.
Maybe it's just
we
so.
don't know his backstory
Mhm.
either.
This is true.
Maybe
Maybe
he
they
was
saved
saved.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, another Oscar performance, Uncle Owen.
Oh, dude,
God.
that scene
Uncle Owen was,
was
and it goes,
incredible.
it was so funny because I was talking to my son again, and we said, in these 2 episodes, we got all the trailers. I don't think there's
Oh, you're
maybe
right.
1 or 2
Except
shots
for
left.
Vader getting put together, which
Yeah.
will be the first
Yeah.
scene in the next show.
Right. Like I said, 1 or
And-
2 shots.
And I guess the whatever planet they're on with Vader, or not even with Vader, but they're on some ocean world with monolithic.
The underworld Imperial base.
Yeah.
I forgot what that was
Yeah,
called with the
That's-
dome with the
that's about
Inquisitors
it.
are. Yeah.
I must
It's
have
the
missed that.
Inquisitors headquarters. with the
Oh,
under-
yeah. Imperialis, whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah,
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 it's the
yeah.
underwater
Wow.
Inquisitor city.
Inquisitores.
Yeah, something like
some
that.
Inquisitores.
But the interrogation of the city, and of course that guy that was hanging in the trailers that we mentioned in our podcast, ended up being that one Jedi in the beginning.
that said, you're never going to catch us all.
Yeah.
Right. So he's
Um,
one of them. He's one of the kids. They're going to be
Yeah.
running into these guys.
But this interaction between, he's getting interrogated too, and Obi-Wan's hiding, and Uncle Owen doesn't
Doesn't give up
give it up.
anything.
Yeah, he just kind of stays quiet, and it's so funny how
And he
like
calls the Jedi vermin.
Yeah.
He's like,
and I kill Vermin.
I kill vermin when they're on
Wow.
my farm. And then she threatens to kill Owen and his family
Yeah.
if somebody doesn't speak up about where the Jedi is. And this entire time, Obi-Wan is in the shadows watching,
hiding,
doing
dude.
nothing. He's
Yeah.
hiding. And I'm like, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And how tough Owen is through the whole thing. Just like, what are you about?
And
Yeah.
Owen is saved by the fifth brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
What the hell? Owen is saved by the fifth brother.
Yeah.
It's
The whole thing
Yeah.
about like this is the point Obi-Wan would have let him die right here, right then and here. I mean,
Yeah.
he was not going to interfere. He didn't sense it. He was going to let Uncle Owen die here, and probably like we theorize, what if what if, right? What if he did kill him? I think the first step Obi-Wan would do, jet to the farm, take Luke, and get out of there.
Yeah.
That's his goal. That's his duty.
Because she didn't know anything about Owen besides she guessed he was a farmer and he had a family.
Right.
They would,
Right.
Obi-Wan would have got there.
Yeah,
fast.
so- And then there, of course, an interaction, about like Obi-Wan telling Uncle Owen like the boy needs to be trained eventually, this and that, and the of course everybody knows the quote now in the trailer, like you trained his father Anakin, and gut punch, right?
Oh, but the cool reason was why he was there was he threw down the Skyhopper.
Well, yeah,
that Obi-Wan had just bought him.
Eventually
and
he
taken
gets
over
it,
there.
right? At
Eventually he has
18
it.
years
But
old.
come on, now we've got that. We see the
I
the
love
origin of that.
Yeah, let's talk about Obi-Wan here. The character of it, and he's mundane life, day to day, feeding his EOP, right? And he's
out there helping them butcher some kind of space whale
Shark or
that-
whatever.
That's
it
neat. That
was.
must be the
That's
job,
really
right?
cool.
They go around fishing basically, and then for a while must mine that animal and bring
Yeah.
it back, and then go out fishing again. And
Mhm.
What
It was
does that
really
smell
cool.
like?
Right,
I
yeah.
mean,
Horrible.
We
But it's-
already know that it smells horrible. 'Cause,
Yeah,
Obi-Wan's Jawa friend, what's
tikka
Tika
masala,
tells him
tikka masala
uh,
sounds good right now.
right?
you stink.
Yeah, you stink. How's a Jawa telling somebody they stink?
Yeah, right.
How's the Jawa get into his hut? I mean,
Right.
Jawa just walks into his cave.
Well, he's
Yeah.
like his buddy, right? Because
Yeah.
he says, "Oh, your parts are what you're missing a part." He's like, "Yeah, I need a new board." He's like, "Oh, I got one."
That's right.
He's like, "If you steal from me, at least clean it first." And then he pauses.
Yeah.
That's extra.
Yeah,
Clean it.
cleaning is
Like doesn't
extra.
deny it. Like this little sucker
Fantastic.
comes around, steals shit from him, and sells it back. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Another
everyone just deals with it.
another example of they get it when it comes to the alien interactions, and and of course the Jawas have become a very major part in all the shows now. And it's just like I said, the cool interaction, and Obi-Wan's got this security system with droids and all that set up, and in his junk dealer, and the Jawa said something. He's been scavenging he had the Jedi belts, the holster or whatever, and also from a Jedi starship.
Yeah,
he's been scavenging. I'm wondering if that was Obi-Wan's, or
I take it to mean it was the guy who was
could be. There's got to be many, right?
Yeah.
So,
but in the meantime, I mean, so Leia's been kidnapped, and Bail Organa and Bail and Breha reach out to Obi-Wan via transmission, begging for help, and he says no.
Find someone else.
So this again, the
God.
character development of Obi-Wan being shut off and shunned, and telling Bail Organa to his face, I am not, because they're like, you're the only one, I am not leaving my post. It's your problem, basically. You find somebody else
get a bounty hunter.
But that's when Bail says, damn well it's not about the boy.
Right.
This is not, it's about you.
It's about his failure and doing right.
Right. And the key quote here was, how about her? She's just as important as he is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's never really been kind of
not until
discussed that same way.
Not until Empire.
Right.
Certain point of view.
Well, Empire, when Luke takes off the Bespin, when Obi-Wan's at that boy's our only hope, and then Yoda says there's another, and Yoda believed in the twins, both of them.
Well, he wanted to train Leia.
Right.
According to that book,
according to the book, he wanted to train Leia.
Luke was reckless.
And it just kind of like, again, puts it in a different perspective. How Obi-Wan really didn't see anything in Leia. It was about Luke.
Yeah.
It was just about this.
That was his job. That's who he was close to.
Yeah. So really, really cool. Like, the old Obi-Wan would be like, dropping everything. I will be right back. I'm going to go take care of this. Come back. He had to be coerced into it, or guilt tripped into going saving Leia.
It took Bail Organa to actually show up
there.
On Tatooine,
really
in
cool,
his
right?
Cave, and say, "Get off your lazy ass and go get my girl."
And you're still the only person I trust with my child.
Yeah.
Really
cool, man. And then again, Obi-Wan's realizing,
and he keeps saying, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago, because he hasn't flexed that muscle in 10 years.
Yeah.
And
he agrees, and he goes and digs up his prized possession he buried in the sand. This is cool throwback. The two sabers,
and that'll be the box he takes it out of when he gives it to Luke.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so cool, man. Like, I do want to kind of like go into the whole the third sister here. What's her name again?
Reva.
Reva. It's gonna take me a while to get used to all these brand new names and stuff. But so Reva was toying with Obi-Wan as she killed the Grand Inquisitor, and the tearjerker moment, the pivotal moment, the swinging moment of the both episodes coming to a close here was Obi-Wan's revelation, or being told that Anakin is still alive.
It's been 10 years. He thought he killed his brother.
And he's Darth Vader, right? She told him he's Darth Vader. And as in his sigh and his, like, it just all came flooding back to him. And you notice, I felt like he was reaching out at the same time, like an awakening to see if it was real.
The Force just flooded in him at that point.
Yeah,
right?
And of course, we're at the end of this, and we're like, "Where's Vader,
dude?"
And
I'm telling you, I was halfway through the second episode, and I tell my wife, "Ma, you know what?" I said, "Vader's supposed to be in this, and I haven't even thought about him until right now."
Yeah,
I said, "That's how good this is coming. That's how good this is." I wasn't worried about Vader because it was handling itself.
And how poetic.
Yeah,
he's realizing like Anakin's alive and he's Vader, and then
he says it.
Yeah,
with, like calling out to Anakin, who wakes up.
And then this shot, because the camera, and what's it called, the revealing shot, or backtracking, and Anakin opening his eye, or Vader opening his eyes at this point. We kind of thought about, it's like they're both sensing each other for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Because the Grand Inquisitor and Inquisitors and Reva knows, and believes Obi-Wan is alive, but they are like, he's got to be dead. But this seals the fate on both ends. Obi-Wan knows that Anakin survived, and Vader's knowing that Obi-Wan survived. He's still out there. So this is that pivotal moment. Mm-hmm. He's awakening, that feeling the ripple of the Force. Obi-Wan's bringing himself back in, and this moment is classic. This already became classic in my mind. These two these two shots. And I cannot wait till next week.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something I was missing the last show.
Yeah,
I am absolutely waiting for the next episode. I want it right now. Matter of fact, that second episode, when that hit, right, that scene hit, I'm thinking, oh, here we go, and then it stops. I'm like,
Yeah.
I said, there's no way that was it. That was that fast.
Yeah.
Or was this a 15-minute episode? I'm like, no way.
That's what I
And I'm
mean.
all, oh, it was
The
46
second
minutes.
episode was all chase. I mean, from beginning to end, it
Those
was
chunk
all
of it was a chase, yeah.
giant
Yeah.
chase,
You're right.
which culminated in Princess Leia running away from Obi-Wan, saying, "I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
you. You know, if you're a Jedi,
Prove it.
make me float. You know, and
Prove it,
yeah,
Make
but
me
he can't. Yeah, exactly.
And that was, you didn't realize that we couldn't do it real fast. Like I was waiting for like a quick Grogu moment where he just flipped her over
Yeah.
and just made her fly for a second,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't do it. It's because he couldn't do it.
Right. Until he
right?
was forced to, which is a very
and that made so much sense why he was getting his butt kicked by a bunch of Home Alone kidnappers.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that kind of stuff. And he couldn't fight everybody. It was hurting himself. And
he
he
knew
wasn't
as
using
soon
the
as he
Force.
went there, it was the whole city would be on him.
yeah.
He knew it. And then
they were.
he's no good dead to Luke, and he had to survive this somehow, some way. And so that's the excuse that I'm coming up. And obviously, what showed in the show was like he couldn't just whip out the lightsaber and start mowing people
No, of
down like
course.
people want. I mean, yes, he could, but at the same time, he shouldn't.
Right.
Because he has to conceal his as being a Jedi. It's too dangerous. Dark times, guys. Come on. But he is forced to
Yeah.
use the powers, and it was very Fallen Order as Cal Kestis had to do the same thing that exposed him being a Jedi. You know.
Yeah. Well, this next episode, because that's where we're at right now, right? Reva is in there with him.
Yeah.
He's trapped. He's gonna have to come out right now. He's gonna be Kanan style. It's time for everybody to find out, and just whip it out. And
They're gonna have a duel
right on the
right here.
table.
We're gonna have a duel right here.
Yeah.
And
she's probably gonna take him.
yeah, because he's gonna
weak.
give up. I think he's gonna, because remember, she wants him.
He'll barely get away.
She even told him, "I don't want to kill you. I'm just gonna turn you into my master, basically." Like, and that's where we get that scene of the Vader assembling and Obi-Wan right there too. And,
yeah, those will be the next two scenes. Him hitting the lightsaber and Vader getting assembled.
Yeah. So like that is so much to unwind and unravel what we got. And as we're watching, I was like I felt like I fell back into I'm watching a theatrical release movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was just ingrained in the dialogue and the scene by scene, even like Leia interacting with her cousins were bullying her, saying you're not real, and Leia is argumentative and have that Leia spirit. And another great moment between Leia and Obi-Wan was Obi-Wan looking at Leia and basically like, you remind me of somebody. And she's like, what's wrong? She goes, you remind me of somebody. And she's like, what? And like an old friend, he goes, yeah, like, and it's everybody's,
was it Jedi or something like that? And he goes, no, but
right.
She's
like a Jedi, yeah, no, but a leader, a natural leader, or something.
Something like, did you miss her? Or,
so,
something like that. But anyway, I was crying.
And the way he was forcibly holding back and telling her everything.
Yeah. And you can see it in his face that he wanted to. He had that like weird prideful smile.
Yeah.
And just, damn, I wish I could tell you. Yeah. Just like Daisy said. You know what? This whole thing changes a little bit for me too. A New Hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know he always watches after Luke and takes care of Luke. Now he saves Princess Leia. And A New Hope now. Right. The hangar scene when they escape and he sacrifices himself. I've always seen it as him saving Luke. Because we hear "Run, Luke, run!"
Right.
He had another. I don't know why I never thought about it. He saved the twins again. He just saved both of Anakin's kids, and I never ever think like that.
And it's funny now if you think about that. She's consoling Luke after Obi-Wan is killed, and she probably knew him longer and better than Luke did.
Yeah.
Well, it's
already.
I mean, they're starting to develop a relationship now.
Yeah.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. You're here with Ben Kenobi. What? This is.
Oh, that's going to end up being some kind of inside thing. You're my only hope is going to get said in this.
It will be.
And that's going to be the kicker when we know in A New Hope now. Oh, she said it again. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Yeah.
And that's what she's going to. God.
It's all poetic,
I am
man.
Gonna lose my.
Don't knock the camera
stuff when that happens. I'm gonna lose it. Lose it. That better happen now.
Yeah, right. And
that's how we do it. We do that to ourselves.
Oh man,
I know.
That's just that fixes anything that happens. And
this is why it's so important to play the dialogue in your head constantly, 24/7, because all of it comes around, and then you go, okay, why is this scene impacting me right now?
Yeah,
this is why, and all that stuff, and
everything's different now. Everything
we wanted Qui-Gon Jinn in this season.
He's coming,
and so
sure as hell seems like
another struggling moment for Obi-Wan talking to Qui-Gon, or trying to talk to Qui-Gon, and no response. Again, the struggle. He's not there yet. He's Yoda gave him a mission on his his solitude.
Solitude.
That was part of the recap.
Right.
Was
Yeah.
It was
a way to commune with your old
And-
master. There's no way
yeah.
he's not showing up. Honestly, they
Yeah.
also talked about Windu. I'd be shocked not to see something to do with something,
dude. So
or mention or something.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like because now he's used the Force, he's getting awakened and stuff. Maybe this is the moment where his most desperate hour, Qui-Gon will commune with him, or something is going to interact. And I was telling my son, I don't care if it's just a voice.
Yeah.
I just let it happen.
What if it
Mhm.
happens whenever Obi-Wan's in the middle of a duel with Darth Vader and Qui-Gon's spirit or voice shows up and Vader can hear it too?
Oh wow.
And that
Oh, wow.
pumps the brakes,
What if he? Oh my God!
right? I mean, because
What
there
if?
was
Yeah.
if I know they didn't recap anything in Clone Wars, but there's an episode in Clone Wars where Anakin tells Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon would have been a better master than you, and
Yeah.
I mean, there is that whole interaction there and that whole thought process that he was failing because he wasn't trained by Qui-Gon. What happens if that?
Wow.
I mean,
And
it'll never happen.
well, I mean, but
cool.
the thing is, to even put that in there in the script, like Obi-Wan is calling out to Qui-Gon, and there's silence. Like he's still nothing after all this time, because again, it's the mental state of Obi-Wan. It's the broken man, and
He's
But I
not
don't
open.
want it to parallel that whole "be with me" scene from Rise of Skywalker, though, because
Yeah.
it's almost kind of what it
Oh,
seems
yeah, I
like,
don't want
she's
that.
trying to reach out and communicate.
right.
Where I mean, whenever she called out, Qui-Gon answered. Qui-Gon better freaking answer Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I think when he's
It's
back
gotta
to,
happen.
I think when Obi-Wan finds balance.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's going to be a big thing right now. He has no balance.
Yeah.
Right.
So when he finds it, he'll be able to communicate. Because there's teaching to be able to commune with the dead, and obviously, he's not in any kind of position to do so.
Right. And I have a feeling like I have a feeling like I was thinking like I think Yoda's trying to communicate also, but he's not getting through.
He can't.
He's not getting through to Obi because something's wrong. Obi-Wan's shutting down, and I can't do this. And again, I think it's going to be coming where you're going to have this reawakening in Obi-Wan, this refighting spirit, or hope is not lost because of Leia, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Like this. If I can get this out of Leia, then there's a lot of hope for Luke. And if I just have to stick with it a little bit longer, and of course, the events of A New Hope thrust it right. It's like this is it. You have to act now.
I love
Get him
the
in the
fact
fight.
that it's like Rogue One. You watch Rogue One, and then that leads right into A New Hope, and it changes the story. It changes a lot
100%,
of the
yeah.
narrative of A New Hope. And now we're going to have this leading into Andor, which is going to lead into Rogue One. Which we're getting this 20-year gap from Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope filled in beautifully so far.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
It's great, man.
Yeah, because Bad Batch is leading up to this, really, potentially. I'm sure they're going to get Inquisitor type stuff in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I like to know more about how the Inquisitors are how they were past Jedi too. I know they were mentioned in Rebels and mentioned in here, and
We know the Grand Inquisitor was a guard.
Yeah. So I like them really.
we think we do. I mean, who knows what the
Yeah. This Grand Inquisitor, or the one that's coming.
Two
Okay, I
stomachs.
say so.
How lame would it be to have two Powan Grand Inquisitors? Like,
it'd be
oh,
terrible.
You
we just
killed
have
my
a line of
brother.
them.
You prepared to die.
How many fingers do you have?
Yeah,
Powan?
exactly.
6. How many Look up how many fingers Powans.
They belong to a litter. There's more brothers out there. It's like Oh well. Anyway, guys.
Did I tell you I decided their heads? Did we talk about that? How their heads grow when they get older?
Oh,
That's
you
what-
said- you mentioned it.
okay,
Yeah,
make
you
sure I talk
mentioned
about
it.
that, because we got to make sure that gets out there, because that's happening.
But Rebels is only like not too far away from
10
this,
years.
5 years away from this.
Yeah,
It's
5 years.
more
Five,
years
so,
out.
yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, well, a lot happens.
I mean,
Growth spurt.
I guess so. We don't know the anatomy.
No,
of
his
that,
head
so-
was pointy in the temple guard thing too.
Yeah.
That was just.
Ah,
The
see.
Powan in Revenge of the Sith was very pointy.
But he was old.
That's true. He was
He looked
old.
very old, and his eyes were all sunken. And
Right.
Had the red stuff going down. He was scary looking.
He
Like
was.
a Grand Inquisitor should be.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's such a there's such a dress. It just makes me
But-
think that I don't know, man.
But I liked him,
Yeah.
and that's what matters the most. I
Yeah.
like the character. I like I like how the Black Series figure really looks.
It looks great, yeah.
Really
Really
awesome.
Yeah.
But I like that character, so I have no
Cool.
problem
Well,
with the head.
I know that. I mean, basically, we did a full breakdown of the
Oops.
characters and everything on Kenobi and
Our
stuff.
bad.
We're still gonna do it again Wednesday.
yes,
But we have
slow down
episode
for it.
3. We'll have episode 3 to go.
Yeah, well, we got episode 3 plus. I mean, we only got 4 episodes left in the entire series, and I know Ewan
Mhm.
McGregor. Ewan
Ewan McGregor.
Thank you.
Owen.
Is pushing for a season 2 of Kenobi too. We heard that too. That was kind of cool. But more to come, guys. We've got still Celebration to finalize ourselves when we're there again, and bring to everything that we're exploring. We still got to explore Andor.
How close do you think they'll let Ewan McGregor play? Like if they do another one, would it be like right after, or will they start letting him get up closer and like really gray him out and let him get closer to Guinness?
I mean, I think we're all waiting for it. I think there's.
Or does it work well because there's an age gap between him and Guinness, and you just don't want to.
Right.
You don't want to get too close.
Right. I guess so. But I think he should have gray hair now. Like more, he should have.
I think
George Lucas should have aged it a lot more than he was.
He already after dealing with Leia for however long he's going to deal with Leia. He might be very
that was another bit. She's really awesome to him, right? I mean, like she's all you're all old and beat up. You don't look like a Jedi. You're all old and beat up.
Wait till you see what the next 8 years happens.
Man,
towards me. So
I love it. Can you imagine when she saw him?
Yeah.
Oh man. Now when she in the sequels, everybody's like, why would Leia name him Ben? She didn't really deal with him. Holy shit.
Ben Kenobi.
That's why Ben is named Ben, because of this adventure. I'm gonna go cry in the room now.
You go over there.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That just cleared that up right there.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Han looks at her and goes, why would I name her after that old man? Trust me.
Yeah. Tells a story.
Well,
God.
On that note, let's leave it there, guys, and pick it back up when we go back live on next Wednesday. So thank you guys, and we're looking forward to the rest of Celebration. Again, we've got so much more to break down for you guys.
It's still going to be a 7-hour episode.
It will be, man. Again, this is our precursor to the third episode plus whatever. Again, Andor. I really want to talk about Andor also. Because there's so much there.
All right, let's go.
But yeah, exactly. Make sure
you're trying to keep it under an hour.
I know, right? I'm trying as a showrunner, right? So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, bell notifications, tell all your friends, leave a comment in the section below on your score on Kenobi and how you guys thought, even if it's negative. We want to hear it because
why the hell?
I want to hear it. I'm curious.
Oh,
I'm just curious myself.
Neil wants to improve the show. We're all just like, love us. We're wonderful.
Yeah. Just give us thumbs up.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't say on the show. I meant about Kenobi.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
you can do that.
We know we're bad.
About Kenobi.
But if you say anything negative about Kenobi, besides the opening music,
I want to hear your thoughts on Kenobi and your score down there. If you liked it, hated it, or if you're looking forward to more, or do you have to see the whole thing as a whole to make a judgment? Yeah, that's fine too.
Or do you just sit through this by accident and then we ruin the whole thing for you? And now you made it.
Oops, we did say spoilers in the beginning,
We
so
did.
yeah.
We did. An hour later, I didn't like this.
So thank you everyone for joining us again. With that, I think we're done for tonight. So
check us out, Sarlacc Digest Central on Facebook, Sarlacc Digest Podcast on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon. I don't have the list in front of me, so I can't read your names, but it's about to show up
Wednesday.
on the
We'll
screen.
get you.
We'll get you on Wednesday. Exactly. Patreon.com.
Oh, we didn't call out the pit.
We didn't call it.
Oh, because there is none.
There is no pit.
I knew something was missing.
Patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast. Consider giving us $1 or $2. We'd really appreciate it. It goes back into the normal production, not necessarily this one.
Don't ever do that again.
That's the new tagline. Give us $1 or $2, buckaroo. Sorry, I don't know. It's a long day. I'm tired.
It's been a long day.
I can't even turn off his camera.
No, I can't do it.
It's way more fun.
But I can turn off all our cameras. So
yes.
Hey, all
With
right.
that,
keep it nerdy, everybody. Wow, I did that in the same room with you guys.
Look out.
Oh,
can I hit this button?